Hey, welcome back to The Fox and the Lady, or The Lady and the Fox, and the Fox, Lady, Lady Fox. Yeah, last video we spoke about where we stayed in Jennings and in Deepwater for the night at the pub there. And yeah, just a recap, we were going to stay there at Deepwater for 2 nights, we stayed for 1, we had a pizza between us and a drink each, and it come to $39 or $40.
I was about to say 40.
40.
Rounded off.
So from there, the lovely lady here, she started looking on her phone and where we're going to go and so forth. And she said to me, "Oh, what about this place here, Jabour Park in South Grafton?" I went, "Oh, hang on, I know Jabour Park." And yep, sure enough, I did. It's run by the Grafton Vintage Car Club, and I was actually a member of that years ago. And
flashback.
Yeah. So yeah, part of the 15 years in 3 months is we started out at Condamine, which is near Miles where we lived, and then we've gone back to Wadeley for a little while, and then we've gone to Jennings, which we'd never been, but Deepwater we'd never been. But we ended up back in Grafton. We haven't lived in Grafton, but we lived in Yamba and Maclean and so forth. And so while we got there, we stayed at Jabour Park. It was $15 a night for 3 nights. So it's
unpowered.
Unpowered. We chose unpowered because we had enough solar. And so that's what, $45? For $5 more, we got unpowered with shower and toilet and a lockable. You have to go through a gate. Oh, excuse me. Well, I had 8 metering before, so it's repeating a bit.
Lovely.
So, yeah, we it had a lockable gate. We had to have the combination to get in. So, more security there, too. And
security,
the camera
lockable showers.
Yeah, so, and it's about an hour from Yamba, Maclean sort of area.
Yeah, and again, we were there because we were making our way to Coffs Harbour
to meet a friend who ended up cancelling on us.
Well, actually, they didn't really cancel. They just ghosted.
Yeah, they ghosted completely.
Which was a bit upsetting because we had spent so much money to actually head in that direction. But anyway, moving on. So because we were in that area, you actually mentioned to me, why don't we go to Yamba? And anyone who knows us knows that that's where we used to live. We were living in that area for 8 years, roughly. And so I think the day after we arrived...
Yeah, we went to
Yamba for the day.
Next day. Yeah, we went for a walk on the breakwall, which we used to always do while we lived there. And I've got to say, Yamba now is nothing like what it was when we lived there.
Changed.
It's changed so much. It's so commercial. It's like a mini Byron Bay. But the one thing that I will say, the beaches are still spectacular. The breakwall, they have improved it. And it's still the same breakwall. It's still a beautiful walk out there. There's just a lot more people now, and
I remember we used to actually go for walks out there, and sometimes we would only pass 1 or 2 people on there.
And
now it's
like maybe 10 before you get to the first bit.
it's quite crowded now.
It is quite crowded,
but still beautiful. As we're talking, we're sharing some photos as well from near the break wall, and I think the lighthouse and everything like that.
No, the pub, I think. I don't know if we got the lighthouse.
No, I did get the lighthouse.
Oh, okay.
Not right up near it, but from the break wall I took a photo of the lighthouse. So
down near Turner's Beach there.
Yeah.
And so we were hoping
so many memories, actually.
Yeah.
So many memories. We actually thought of our kids. We thought of Lulu, one of our Shih Tzus that we used to have. We thought about Bo. We thought about James's sister and her dogs when we all went for a walk on the wall.
Yeah, when we're going to the beaches together with the dogs.
Yeah, it was a real big trip down memory lane.
Yeah.
And
all of the houses we used to live in, ones that are still standing, because a couple of them got demolished because of the roads that went through.
Yeah, we went for a drive back around to all the places where we literally used up a whole day just doing that walk, going around to the houses where we used to live, just to remember, I guess, and see what changes have happened in the streets we used to live in and stuff.
Yeah, I think it was a really special day. It brought back a lot of memories, as Mary said. A lot of memories, a lot of happy times, a lot of sad times, but that's life. A lot of remembering the kids, a lot of remembering Bo and his walks, like in Yamba, where he used to walk around, and him on the break wall, him screaming down the beach when he used to get so excited.
Because he loved going to the beach.
And, so some happy family memories and some sad family memories as well. Lulu passed in when we lived in Yamba, and, and it's upsetting that we can't have Bo with us to go back there one last time. Although, technically, he was in the car, as we carry his ashes were in the car with us wherever we go. So
that was
both
a beautiful day. It was a really beautiful day though, and it did stir up some emotions though, but it was still a really good day.
Yeah.
And we even got some ice cream.
The ice creamery was still there.
Oh my goodness.
So if you go there and the ice creamery is still standing, get it, because they homemade
ice cream.
And it is delicious.
So good.
Yeah, it was funny.
We actually had to go into a lineup just to get in there.
Yeah, it's actually funny. Some of the places that used to be called things, like the Backpackers, is not called the Backpackers anymore. It's called the Wobbly Chook.
What a name!
The Wobbly Chook. And one of the shops we used to get our fish and chips from was called the Chicken, and we used to get chicken and chips there as well. The Chicken's long gone, and the old plank shop up on the hill had gone when we moved there, but it's so commercial now, and it's just expensive, and it's really a mini Byron Bay.
Yeah.
Would I live there again? I can't really answer that. I love the beaches there, but I don't know if I'd have to have like a one-bedroom flat and have hardly anything to live there, because it would be expensive for us. But that's us anyway. So this crazy lady, we stayed down in Grafton, and we decided we're either going to go to Kangai or Lilydale Camp, which is on the Man River, or was it the Clarence for the other one? I can't remember, but
it's a beautiful area to go to.
We've been to Kangai before, and it's absolutely beautiful. There's nothing there, just you ride on the banks of the river. Last time I went there, I caught a eastern cod, which is an endangered species that I didn't know until I released the fish as soon as I could, because I looked and I went, this cod's not big enough and I don't know what it is, so I'm putting it back. And I'm glad I did, because I researched it. It was an endangered species that only really are around that area. So I was happy with that. That was the first ever cod I caught. My luck, of course. But on the way to Lilydale, we're packed up and everything. We're about 3/4 of the way there, so getting excited for that. This lady here goes, "Oh, I've got an idea." And I went, "Yeah, okay." And she says, "I don't know if you're going to like it." And I'm like, "Oh, shit." So I pulled over. Okay, what is it?
He knows me too well.
What is it?
Yeah, so basically, I just had like this vibe, I guess you'd call it, that instead of going to Lilydale, maybe we should go and help our friends. So we've got some friends that were sold their house in Laidley, moving to Chinchilla, and I knew that they were just absolutely just buggered. And I was just picturing that they would be feeling so worn out, and a helping hand for them would be very appreciated. So after getting called a psycho, James actually agreed that, hey, it's a good idea, we should go and help. So he turned the car around, and at that point we decided that we were going to head to Laidley first and do a stop off, unload a few things to our storage. And do a little bit of work on the van that I wanted to get done as well. So we stayed, I think we ended up staying for just a couple of days there to get a few things done. 2 or 3 days, I looked after, we looked after some farm animals while we were there again, just for pretty much 24 hours. Yeah. And took off again to go to Chinchilla, where we stayed there for 1 week helping our friends. They spoiled us with going out for lunch and breakfast and dinners and all the rest of that. So thanks, guys. That was awesome.
Yeah, you're the best, eh?
Yes. And after that, we decided that, and this is where we come back around to, I suppose...
The Miles area that we lived in? And
No, we come back around to the whole 15 years in 3 months.
Yeah.
We decided to go back to Caligal Lagoon again.
Yeah.
And we did stay there for a week again.
And that's where we did our original video of this.
Yeah,
but,
it was just way too noisy. So that's where, 15 years in 3 months, because we ended up travelling all the way back down to New South Wales to the places where we used to live, checked all that out, and then we ended up coming all the way back to Chinchilla and back to where we pretty much began our journey. So
we got to do, we looked at it as like, that was just a big loop we did for pretty much nothing, but we enjoyed our time. We went through some stuff through it, which I think van life isn't all roses and sunshine and beautiful stars at night. Sometimes it does get you down.
What?
Sometimes it does get you down because it can feel, like when you're at home and you've got nothing to do and you get bored. It can be like that too sometimes.
I think actually the way I'll rephrase that, and you'd probably agree, is that learning to slow down is actually a challenge.
It can be a little bit daunting.
Yeah. So, but we might talk a little bit about that more in our next video, because our next video will be about Surat, which is where we are right now, and we've got a little bit to talk about in regards to this location, and we've got photos to share.
Yeah.
So we will share that with you in the next video, and we'll fill you in about how wonderful this location is. So
but before we go though, one of the things at Caligal, when we ended up back there, we stayed there for another week. It is a good spot. The thing that I have found though from there now is because it's got powered sites, we didn't get a powered site there.
Didn't need it.
Didn't need it. And what I find because of where we are now is people fight and bicker over the powered spots like you wouldn't believe. And I'm glad that there isn't anywhere we are currently. So
it's not full on fighting, but it's like sheer disappointment that they've turned up expecting to get the powered site, and if they see, like, just say someone just in a van using the power, they kind of approach that person and like,
you don't need it, but I need it for my $100,000 caravan.
Yeah.
Right? So it's a bit disappointing.
That they have that attitude, but I also would say that, like, I wouldn't want them getting removed, because that power, free power to people staying there, is really awesome.
If you get it, bonus.
I just kind of wish people had a better attitude towards whether they got it or didn't. We had an opportunity to move from our non-powered spot to a powered, because there was about 3 available, I think, Monday morning. But we looked and we just thought, we don't need it.
We don't need it.
We
right
function really well with just solar. We don't need the power. And the camp kitchen does have power points all over the place that you could plug into. So, if you just want to use a laptop or phone or whatever and
just
charge it up there,
you can do it.
It's easy
use a
to
toaster
do.
down there if you need to.
Yeah, people were taking toasters and kettles. Well, you don't need to take a kettle, but they were taking toasters and other kitchen appliances down there to plug in down there.
I even saw an air fryer.
Yeah, I think I think there was one, but that shows how useful it is.
We did see another Pregio owner there that we saw last time. He turned up a few days after we did, so it was good to see a friendly face.
Yeah, went over and said hello and stuff. Well, you did.
Yeah, and then when we came to where we are now, we caught up with someone else that we have met along the way, and he's a top bloke. We're good friends with him now, and we'll go into more of that in the next one. Anyway, I guess we better sign it off. It's like 15 minutes, so I'm sure you are all sick of us going.
But you know what? You all wanted to know what we were doing, so here's the video.
Yeah, it's all self-inflicted, so...
Yeah, it is self-inflicted, and for anyone following, hopefully you're getting really good information.
Subscribe, like, hit the bell thingy, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, but hopefully you're getting good information from the locations and our feedback. We're fairly honest with our feedback.
Well, we see it how we see it, so
exactly.
Other people see it different ways, but
yeah, we'll try and always share good information about our locations though, so you get a bit of an idea of what you could expect if you're looking to travel and you're looking to come to these sites.
Yep. So anyway, see you on the next one. we'll see you on the C-side, because last time was the B-side, so you better D-side to tune in next time.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, bye people.
I have to live with this. Bye.
Isn't she lucky?